Is my camera thing actually off?
I don't see any a screen share or anything, so I believe so.
Okay. It just said for a second, do you want to turn off your camera? But I guess it's just Discord being Discord.
Yeah, I think it is because like I saw it like flickering on and off, and there was like a bunch of OBS symbols in a line, like horribly like stretched. I don't know, it was weird, but I looks fine now. Um, all right, I believe I'm live. So yeah, we have a bit of an unexpected demo here, much like I did with Taco Chopper with his God, what was his quest called? Three Crests, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, so I have another one here with the creator of this quest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Abdel. I also went by Shoshan before. Um, I've been working on quests for probably like 6, 7 years now. I finished a few, and this is one that I've been working on for a while now. This was actually originally done for a contest, but I've since been developing a little bit further and working on other little mini quests on the side too. So, yeah.
All right, I guess I'll hop right in then. Mohatu. Welcome, Kojo. As you know, we have recently obtained the locations of the 6 sages of the opposition. These these sages are very powerful, and they guard the medallions we need to revive the Demon King Ganon. After much deliberation, we have chosen you as our soldier to take on this mission. Wait, are we a Moblin?
Or Lionel.
Or, that's what I meant, Lionel. Interesting. You have skills your peers do not, a remarkable ability to adapt to new situations, a sharp mind, and most importantly, you have proven yourself a loyal, trustworthy, and selfless soldier. So basically, Link. So we offer this position to you. I am honored to receive this position, and I graciously accept this role. The mission shall be accomplished by my hands. I will not let you down. I have faith in you, Kojo. Am I saying that right? Kojo?
It's I imagine it is Cujo.
Oh, that's a you. That makes sense. Kojo. I know you will succeed. I now dub thee young Sir Kujo. Now go forth, recover the medallions, we shall revive our king. We shall rule the land. I wait your victory. Wait, are we? They're reviving Ganon, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are quite literally a Lionel. All right. Interesting. Oh, spacebar map. Awesome.
Yeah, I like to keep the spacebar map on just because it makes it easier for the players to figure out where they're at. And it may be something that I eventually turn away from once I do better with like making replacement maps.
Oh, are you thinking of going like the Argon's Evil Layer route of having the actual map be like a graphic that gives context to the rooms?
Yeah, something along that line. Like until then, though, I just like to keep it where people can see the spacebar map.
Yeah, I personally really like the spacebar map. For that reason. I guess it kind of depends on where you wanna. I don't know. I feel like maybe where you want to add difficulty in your quests. I don't know. Block and reflect things with your sword. Also, this Lionel is right-handed. Cool.
Yeah. So this right here, oh well, the bow and arrow. This is basically meant to simulate what you're supposed to do before the first dungeon, which is finding a bow and arrow.
Oh, okay.
So yes, this you just get it.
Okay.
And the one on the right side, that is like a, it's not actually working yet because it's just a shield. But I eventually want to be able to have it to where he actually parries weapons.
Oh. Like like you could perform an action when you're about to get hit and it'll like stun an enemy or something?
Yeah, things like that, or like if somebody shoots a arrow at you or something, you could like swing your sword and knock it out of the way or something like that.
Oh, interesting. Conveniently, I actually have a script in my quest where I have a boss that like does a charge slash at you, and it checks for collision with your sword and his sword, and it'll actually stun him. So it might be somewhat what you're looking for, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm sure it could be easily modified to check for any, like, e-weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know scripting that well, but I know a little bit, so I could probably play around with it if I saw it.
Okay. Alright, looks like these pots aren't giving anything. Oh, wait, I actually have root. Was that door supposed to be half down? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't aim, but you need. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, this is also something a little different with this. You see how the staircases are pink? So,
Okay.
yeah, those are what I'm kind of using as to indicate, hey, you can raft here.
Oh, okay, so this is a raft spot then.
Yeah, it'll explain it later once you actually get there, but yeah.
Okay. It's worth mentioning for context, I'm colorblind, so yeah. I guess that's pink.
Gotcha. I will have to keep that in mind as I'm updating things.
Portalize the Stalfos layer. Emitting the flame. And there's a heart container there. Okay. There's no, like, hidden path here, is there?
Nah, there's not. It's literally just like a hub.
Okay. Also, I have 62 rupees, so I can buy stuff. Oh, I actually didn't realize that I had to buy. I guess you could buy it from either side, but like for instance, what I have is a little indicator above the character, like the A button symbol, indicating that if you press A, it'll buy it. I don't know, just a little convenience thing, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm probably going to wind up updating that kind of stuff in the future. Like you'll actually see a little bit of that in the next shop.
Okay. Blue potions restore 8 bombs. Oh, interesting. We've been playing around with the different kinds of potions.
Yeah, and they might not stay potions, but for the purpose of the demo, I wanted to like do it that way.
Yeah, certainly unique. I've never heard of potions that restock your equipment. I would assume that perhaps you would like rename them so that they're not potion, maybe, or
yeah, that's kind of the goal eventually.
Okay.
Like for instance, it's kind of weird to drink a potion to get back rupees.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like your quiver gets filled by consuming a drink. That's some interesting magic there. Master
Yeah.
Major Jenkins. What was that?
I was just saying, yeah, it's definitely something that's it's kind of more of a proof of concept at the moment than something that's actually finished off. Like for instance, rupees could maybe just be like a separate billfold or something like that you just hold on you.
Okay. So like is most of this dialogue likely to be rewritten, or is that something that's somewhat finalized?
Yeah, no, the dialogue will definitely be rewritten because
Okay.
I'm planning on pretty much changing up the Lionel base. I'll probably keep like the same color, same palette and stuff because I do like how it turned out, but other than that, it's just kind of for the demo sort of stuff.
Okay. So I guess given that the dialogue is likely going to change, I could probably just move on and like go through the actual dungeons and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Arrow? There we go. Alright. Sanctuary. Yeah, I mean, so far it's aesthetically pleasing. I like that opening area I was in. Oh, your whiz ropes.
Yeah, they're not really strong whiz ropes, but yeah.
Oh, half a heart, yeah. Okay, so... No, I can't tip that, can I? No, I can't.
Oh yeah, when I updated the 2.5, a newer version of 2.55, these guys just stand in place and throw rocks. I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I don't know if I like it.
Like that was just like how they were by default in the tile set, I guess.
I don't know what happened, but like when I updated it, they like all their values were like 30,000. So they just sit there and shoot. But I can just change the values to fix them back up.
Right. Interesting music. I've yet to recognize any of this here.
Yeah, I like to kind of try to choose things that people haven't heard before, so it feels a little more unique. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do, but
yeah, I know the feeling. There's so many games to look through, right? Or did you compose this?
No, I don't remember where I found it, but I found it somewhere. Probably on Zofar.
Okay, so it's all MIDI music then? Well, I guess I didn't move any enhanced music, so yeah.
So yeah, you can get that map up there, but you have to do something specific to get to.
Oh. I did something specific, I guess?
Yeah, you have to stay on the blue path.
I see. Oh, interesting. I think that almost kind of gave it away there somewhat, because I hit it and it didn't step on that. Interesting. I may have misseen that, but it looked like it didn't knock back on there. Can I... Oddly enough, the tiles told me what this was. And I've already messed up.
Yeah, I have like one of these in every dungeon at the moment.
Okay.
They're not always for keys. Sometimes they're for like a heart piece or a map or something, but at the moment I have one in every dungeon.
That's not gonna work. Yeah, they're neat. I remember the first one I encountered, I think, was in Rosemaster, I believe. Okay, so... Well, no, I'm good.
Yeah, the main thing with that one is to just keep turning.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there may be other ways to do it. Like, I'm not really too concerned about if there's other ways, as long as there's a few ways.
And I mean, I'd even say if there's multiple ways, that makes it even better. You know, as long as there's no way to cheese it, then you're good.
Yeah. I try to not have that happen, but that'll be something to where other people probably wind up having to figure that out for me.
Yeah, I definitely brought some interesting cheeses to Tacos quest.
Yeah, I saw that, the pits.
Yep. And it's funny because I found out about those because I stumbled across those in my quest. So it certainly helps to have that those other perspectives.
Yeah, ever since I actually watched that video, I've been really mindful of where I'm putting my pits.
Yeah, if there's a way to cheese it, I will try to do it. Where statues are broken, let the path guide you. So... Oh. So... What do these... Do they reflect arrows? No.
Yeah, it's basically just telling you you can only push the mirrors on the blue path.
Okay.
I think actually even in the room that you had to stay on the blue path, I think there was probably broken statues in that one too.
Yeah. So they're just indicating. Oh, okay. I think I was misinterpreting this. Let the path guide you. Okay, I see. Whoops. So.
You don't have the item yet.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of guessing. Like those are reflective switches, I guess. or they only reflect reflected projectiles. Oh, did I ever read that? I don't know if I read that. Oh.
Yeah, you may have noticed, but this isn't exactly a very complicated quest either.
Yeah, so far it's... Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you have to move your reflection to see the truth. Move your reflection. Move your reflection. Interesting. So...
You won't be able to do anything with this room yet.
Okay. So am I to assume I need to stay on the path? But these aren't broken statues.
I'll give you a hint, like you already have an item to do the next thing. It's not something that you equip to yourself.
Nothing that I equipped to myself. Huh.
It's a dungeon item.
And you're saying I have it?
Yeah, you picked one up on the Hamiltonian path.
The Hamiltonian... Was that the first place I was in?
It was the path with the blue that turns red.
Oh. Oh, I got a key.
Yeah.
Did I see any? These aren't... Well... They're not locks, are they?
Nah, there's an actual door.
Must be blind. That's where I got the key. I would assume... Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, I am blind. What do you know?
It's alright. I try not to give it away too much.
And especially if it's something like that, like... There's not much you could say without basically saying, there's a locked door, you have a key. So, okay.
It happens.
Oh, nice throw. Oh.
Yeah, this is a thing too with the since you are playing as a Lionel, your the enemies, like the main enemies of the dungeons are you know, usually your allied characters if you play as Link.
Right, yeah. Hylian soldiers, that makes a lot of sense. So that's still blocked by that. That'll be a shortcut.
I actually have an interesting idea for that fairy room now, and that I think it'll be kind of cool to have like a companion character who actually waits for you in these rooms, and they'll like, instead of just standing there and getting healed, you actually talk to them and they can heal you and you can have dialogue with them and stuff, which I think sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I've toyed with the idea of a follower that would potentially... It would be a follower not in the sense that they follow you everywhere, but I guess like you encounter them in dungeons and they would almost be possibly like merchants even to supply like the resources needed for that given dungeon perhaps.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea I had there, which I got the idea from playing Persona 4, because when you have characters that aren't in your party, you can find them like randomly in the dungeons you're in, and they can like give you healing items and stuff.
Okay. Color-coded orbs hold secrets. Well, the item is right. I hope color coding, that's always kind of a scary thing to hear, for me to hear in a quest.
I'll have to update them to maybe be like shape coded, maybe shape and color.
Well, yeah, for me specifically though, it depends on the colors used, and like if it's like a really subtle shade difference, it can be difficult, or if it's like red and green is kind of rough, but we'll see. I've gone through color coded stuff that wasn't too difficult, so it's very situation based. Man, I'm not used to sorting on the right side.
Yeah, I actually, when I was putting it together, I sent it to a friend of mine, and because he's colorblind, And I said, hey, can you tell the difference between these colors? And he said yes, but there's also different kinds of color blindness, so.
Right. I never actually went to here. So, wait, where was that hint again? It was up here. Color-coded orb. Oh, let's talk about orbs. Okay, so this is something different.
Yeah, it's basically just saying there's like different orbs and they're different colors and they're triggered by different things depending on their color.
Okay. Well, don't think I could do anything there.
Yeah, I can help you out with them a little bit too, like especially if you're not recognizing what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, definitely having the sword be on the right side is really causing a needed adjustment to my combat. Ooh. Ooh, 20 arrows, wow. I killed 30. On the compass. Oh, where the medallion is. Okay, so it's standard compass. It doesn't beep when a key's nearby.
Not at the moment. I'll update it later though, because I do like doing that.
Yep. Okay, well these guys are being annoying. Come on. Ooh. Well, that explains how I'll likely hit some of those switches. Found a one. Pew pew. Oh, hey! Magic that hurts magic users. It's unfortunate how often that isn't the case.
Yeah, I particularly in the first dungeon, I don't want to make anything that's too complicated to deal with. Like, you can even hurt the magic users with your bow.
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I don't know why I thought I had to bow. Okay, so that was a nice shortcut. And those are red. Okay, I see now.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference there. I could tell those were green, turned blue, and those ones over there are red.
Yeah, you got them right so far.
Okay, so that tells me these are reflective.
You don't have to do both of them.
Oh, I don't? Oh, alright.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to do it when I was making this, but it is something I would like to do.
Okay, so relative to the map... Where am I? Oh, I'm right there. Okay. So... Did I see any other green switch? Oh, I have a key. Did I ever unlock that? Oh.
Another little shortcut.
And that gives magic. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty friendly with that kind of stuff.
Ooh, is that a yellow switch?
Yep, that's yellow.
There was one I activated with the boomerang. Well, no, I think it was the arrows. Ah, okay, so yellow is arrows.
Yeah, and those are the only 3 different colors that you're gonna have.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fine with me then. Okay. This is just a long floor. Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that the side that they're not shielding on just happens to wind out being the one where they actually hold their shield.
Oh, wow, that pierces. Okay, definitely do that.
Yeah, I do that a lot too, where I make certain enemies that are just really vulnerable to certain items.
Awesome. Yeah, and I certainly like that as well. Like, having enemies and bosses like it's really nice to make enemies and bosses more challenging, but so long as you have like a really good way to actually like take advantage of them, like with some kind of weakness that's like critical.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which bosses aren't my specialty right now, but I've gotten a little better at them.
Yeah, they're definitely at least intimidating to come up with, just with everything that goes into them. That's no. Okay, so I don't have whatever, or is that sword? Red is sword. Okay.
Yeah. I think I actually added a hint for the red being the sword in the newest version.
Okay. And I would assume that there's no cross-contamination with them. Like yellow ones will always be arrows. Red will always be sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's. I do my very best to keep everything consistent.
Yeah, that certainly is something that is frustrating in some quests, where multiple things will trigger multiple things, or one thing will trigger it, but that one thing will change. Like, I don't know. Alright. So was that a non-scripted boss?
It used newbie boss, but it wasn't. I didn't do a lot with it. It'll probably be something I update in the future, because I've been like watching other people's boss battles, and even without a whole lot of scripting, there is ways to have fun with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, the enemy editor can create really interesting enemies. Did your bow faster? Oh.
Yeah, all the medallions have special abilities that come with them.
Yeah, and I think I saw the hint for that. It mentioned Zelda enchanted them
Yeah, something along those lines.
on the title screen.
Yeah, I just throw everything on the same maps.
Wasn't expecting that. Oh, yep. Makes sense. So... Is that not lit?
Nah, you didn't have the means to do it before.
Oh, I didn't even notice that there was an unlit torch up there. How do I... Unless you prove your strength and slay 2 sages. Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That was a sage. Right.
Yeah, that was actually Impa.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like all the sages are characters from the Zelda series.
Right. Oh, wow. All the resources you could ever want. Seed satchel. A Lionel using a seed launcher. Interesting. So is the seed launcher at this point vanilla in the item editor? Because I've seen a lot of quests use it, and it's used fairly identically.
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure they haven't actually added it yet.
So this satchel is using some like satchel script then?
Yeah, it's it's a script that came with the tile set.
Oh, tile set coming with scripts. That's interesting. I guess that's surprising to me because I'm using Easy GB, whatever that one is, and yeah, it was not the greatest one to start off with, probably.
Yeah, this is a Vintage Dreams. It's came with a lot of scripts, and yeah, I've had to like edit quite a few things just because of the way things are directed. I think that's the right word. How it looks into the folders and stuff, and it took a while the first couple times I did it because I didn't really understand what I was doing. But yeah, it's really nice, and there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, and I've noticed a lot of stuff has become outdated, so using a newer tile set would be very advantageous, like with the whole like combos themselves managing their own triggers. It kind of deprecates a lot of the like manually set combo types now, and a lot of tile sets, I believe, I mean, they relied heavily on that because that was the only way to do it. So I feel like in the coming years we're going to see a lot more optimized tile sets for the new functionality of the engine.
Yeah, I've actually been working on a mini quest which uses the regular easy GBZ, and I'm actually just going in and finding things that I want to be used for certain triggers and just making them what I want them to be, so that I can just put them wherever I want.
Right. Oh, the original GBZ. I think the one I'm using was 2.501, but there was one, the one that I used for my mini quest was just, that was not good. It was just so disorganized, and a lot of stuff didn't make sense with how it was pre-set up.
Yeah, it was definitely a little difficult to use the first time I tried it out. And now that I've used GB so often, I kind of just have an idea of what I want to do, so it's a little easier.
Oh wait, is that fast transitions? Oh, was that fast transitions before? Or were they fast?
I think so. I don't remember how I had it set up, to be honest.
I mean, if I recall correctly, the transition speed is a quest rule, so it should have affected everything, but for some reason I thought in the last dungeon it was slower.
I'm not really sure. I think I checked one of the quest rules for screen rolling, but I don't really remember which one.
Well, this is definitely the fast one currently. Ooh. Interesting. Oh, it's just the one. Okay. Overthinking this a little bit. I was like, how am I gonna light both of these at once? Or without screen transitioning, rather. Okay. How much damage does this do? Oh, it actually, like, interacted with the enemy. Interesting.
Yeah, the stealth foes are particularly weak to fire.
Which makes sense. They're skeletons, so.
Yeah, I tend to do that with my undead.
Yeah, that's something I haven't really thought about too much with my quest in particular. I haven't implemented many, like, typed weaknesses, I guess. It's definitely something that you want. Bombs. I guess I needed to buy bombs to have bombs?
Nah, you don't. You won't actually need any bombs, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. So they're more just weapons at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. I forget. You were air? No. Magic. Oh, reflected magic. Alright, well. Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's no way it would be that easy. I would assume you're a non-pushable. Yep. Okay. So you. It's kind of hard to tell which way this one's aiming.
It's pointed up and right.
Right. Yeah. It was just a little difficult to see it. Wait. Yeah, I messed up. Oh. Oh, that was Link that fell.
Yeah, I gotta do that too.
That needs to be there. This is gonna take some messing around. Let's see. So that's gonna go. So if the magic can't go through here, how's this going to work then? Because this one will push it this way, and then that'll push it down.
The mirror that can't be pushed will reflect too.
Oh. So this. Okay. So I guess I can put that. I don't see how that helps. Oh, that actually pushes.
Yeah, because I wanted you to be able to get that one out of your way.
Get what out of the way? This one here?
The blue block that's just above that. That one, yeah. I wanted you to be able to move that one around because it can kind of get in the way otherwise.
Yeah. Well, what I'm concerned about is how... Oh. Has to go the other way. I see. Okay, I see how this works now. Wait. I still don't see how I can get it to the switch. Because if I hit this, well, that'll shoot. Oh, wait. Oh no. Okay. I see. Okay. Well, I think I figured out what I needed to do a little too late there.
Yeah, I think the blue block might block the wand too.
Oh, it didn't before.
It didn't?
Oh, it didn't before. What? Oh, I was able to do that. But yeah, it does block. Weird. Alright. Okay, well, I see what I need to do now. Need to get this one up here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make pushable mirror puzzles because there's so many ways to cheese mirrors.
Yeah, they're among my favorite puzzles, definitely. I mean, honestly, block puzzles I enjoy greatly in general. Alright. That was a good one. Let's see, planet in the sun. Oh, okay, so you're gonna have the Gasha seed system?
It's actually a little bit different.
Ooh. That's nice to hear. It seems like it seems like a lot of people want to use Gasha seed, a Gasha seed system, but it's basically the same thing every time from what I've seen. So some variants would be interesting.
Yeah, if you don't recognize what to do, I'll help you out a little bit with what they're used for.
Okay. I mean, is it more or less similar to the Game Boy Zeldas?
Nah, they're used for a different purpose in this dungeon.
Oh. Okay.
Like if you look at the sub-screen up top, for instance, you'll notice that you're weirdly missing something.
Weirdly missing something.
Oh, never mind. It's actually there.
I mean, I see the seed counter.
Yeah.
My guess at this point would be that they're almost used like a key of sorts.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Hmm. Custom keys, okay.
It'll make sense as you start using.
So we have the compass. That goes up that way. So I'm at the bottom of the skull.
And you have the means to deal with that screen.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah, the one you were just in, and that one, kind of.
The one I was just in referring to this one up here.
Yeah. It has to do with the seed.
I mean, given that it's a key, I mean, I figure I must need to push on something. Oh, I was able to walk there. And there. Wait, I couldn't walk here, though. Huh. Well, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, you have to press a button on the soil.
Press a button on the soil.
I want to say it's A.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. I wasn't expecting like keys that you have to like activate. I
Yeah,
forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, there may be a hint somewhere. If there's not, I'll have to make sure that I have one somewhere.
Well, it certainly is cool.
Yeah, that's kind of the gimmick of this dungeon.
Okay, so I guess downstairs then. So this is the other side. Okay. Oh, I have no shield. That's right. How could I forget? So is this going to be a completely shieldless quest?
Nah. It's just the shield's probably going to be replaced with a parry that works kind of like a shield and kind of like a reflector.
Is this something that you're going to have timing to use properly, or it will just be basically a normal shield that works constantly?
Probably. I'll have to test it out and see if I like the timing thing. Because I'd like
awesome.
I'd like to do a timing thing, but I don't want it to be like too complicated to use either. And I want to actually be able to figure out how to do it.
Are you familiar with like Dark Souls and whatnot?
Yeah, I've played all of them except the most recent one, Elden Ring, which
awesome.
isn't technically Dark Souls, but
well, yeah, I actually just finished Elden Ring. Fantastic game.
Yeah, I have it on my Xbox, but I haven't started it yet because I'm kind of waiting for later at the moment.
And then it just kind of ends there. Interesting. So I guess I need to choose my entry point. Well, that's the end. Okay, I think I was probably... Oh, I see.
Yeah, these things are fun.
Yeah.
At least I think they are.
It's very much like a think outside the box kind of thing in some cases, where it's like you might get confident like, oh, it's this one way, and then you realize, what if I just go this way? Oh, that was the answer. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I've definitely had that happen quite a few times.
So that's it for that. This takes me here. Oh. I never actually came through here, I guess. Oh, yeah, because I entered from that other screen. Okay.
Yeah, another thing I do is I manually place all these enemies because I don't like when I like jump onto a screen and there's automatically something in my face.
Oh, yes. Or things that literally spawn on you.
Yeah, so all of these enemies are just hand placed.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the enemy spawning on you, because like you can't avoid that. It's guaranteed damage.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
And I could do the no enemies flag thing, but for one, it's being used for pits right now because it's actually a script. And the other thing too is like with the no enemies, the problem is that once you put them down, the enemies just can't walk there at all.
Yeah, so it looks really jank when an enemy's it can't walk on something that it clearly should be able to.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I just preferred manually placing them.
Yeah, I agree with that much more. That's something that I should probably do as well. And actually, it rewards you then for remembering room layouts, because then you know, like, where's safe and where's not safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Run through. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of remembering rooms, I'm not doing a good job at that. Oh, well. Need another one.
Yeah. I'm going to show you something now. Stand on that soil that you already planted.
Yeah.
Press A again.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I
you're
see
actually
what
going
you're
to need
getting at.
you're going to need the other one too.
Okay.
I don't want to let you go too far without noticing that.
I would never have guessed, given that it's a seed, and typically you plant seeds and you don't unplant seeds, so...
Yeah. I may or may not have had it in the item description, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's something that I could easily put on a wall too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this would be a good room to put it on a wall in because it's like the first time you use it.
Right. Oh, man. I've been through here like 5 times. Come on now.
Yeah, it is kind of cool though, because like if you use it in the wrong spot first, you have to like take it out and bring it all the way to the other side and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun concept that I have not seen. I don't think I've seen that in anything else, so that's always fun to see. Okay, I have nothing this way.
Yeah, I saw the script on the database. I think it was like called reusable keys, and it when I saw it, I was like, oh, I have an idea now.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking that has to be a really simple script. I can't imagine that's complicated. All that complicated.
Yeah, it's really not complicated.
I mean, it basically checks. Well, I don't want to get into it, but I think I have an idea of how to script it.
Yeah, it's on the database somewhere.
I just wonder if there's a way that you can like cheese it somehow.
I've tried testing to make sure you can't, but I can't say for sure.
I actually should be using my seeds for these guys. Oh, they don't have collision when dying. That's nice. Although I feel like it might be a bit advanced, but it'd be cool if you walked into a Stalfos that was burning, that you would get lit on fire, perhaps? I don't know.
It would be a little funny.
It would be funny and definitely scary. Like, you burn them and get back, which is typically what you would do when you burn things in real life anyway. You don't go towards things necessarily that you just lit on fire. Especially if it's an enemy that can go crazy after being lit on fire. Oh, these guys aren't succumbing to the fire.
Yeah, they're a little bit stronger. I think they're slightly weak, but not quite as much as the other ones.
I also noticed that that last Stalfos I killed, that I think it was a green one, it like changed red when firing.
Did it do that?
I
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I think it was one of the red ones. That one's not shooting.
Yeah, that's one thing with like all of my dungeons in this is that every one of them has like a specific enemy or ally or something that is very common in it. So this one is the common enemy, and this one is Stalfos. So you got a couple different levels of Stalfos. And the first one was guards, but because it was the first dungeon, I didn't overcomplicate that one.
I do not have the boss key. Oh, I'm noticing that in the upper left can hold 4 things. So there's more than just map, compass, boss key?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Whoa.
It's probably just me editing.
Okay. Are you using engine subscreen?
Yeah, this one, it's one of the ones that came with the tile set, but it's not the scripted one that came with the tile set.
Oh, different jingle. That's nice. Okay, I need to use this on certain tiles, like... Wonder if it's those.
Yeah, the tiles you use them on really stand out.
Yeah, it looks like it might be... Oh, it can't be that, though. Maybe on the lower floor? Yeah, it's definitely those, because I bet it undoes that gate there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I assume... You give me access to both sides here, so... Oh, it's gonna undo that gate.
Yeah, this was, I believe, before I figured out how to make whistle secrets permanent, though. So you kind of have to do it every time, I believe.
So,
which is only a minor inconvenience, but still.
Yeah, was that a like a complex problem? Because I've noticed a lot of quests have older quests didn't have permanent whistle secrets.
Yeah, it's they actually have it in the newest versions now, but I don't remember when they actually added it.
So I've seen everything, right? Yeah. So there's definitely a trick
Yeah.
here somewhere. I would guess. Yeah, I feel like I've seen something and just forgotten.
Yeah, that's the case.
Yeah, that's always the case. Well, I don't... Oh, hello. Hi, Switch. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, well, there it is.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what the boss is about. I probably should have this out. Well, still need to use the seed. That's an interesting looking sage.
It'll make sense in a moment.
Whoa, yeah. In my face. Nice splitting enemies. Alright.
Yeah, this is closer to how I want to make the bosses for the rest of the quest.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa, okay. It shoots. Okay, that was a fun spawn location. Bosses with knockback, always interesting. Whoops. Oh, that was my last arrow, it looks like. Right.
Yeah, they run out pretty quickly, which is kind of crazy considering how much we pick them up.
Yeah, and honestly, how easy it is to get more at the shop if I needed them. First medallion allows you to warp to entrances. Ah, okay, Pharaoh's Win. It also lets you charge. Okay. Doors have opened. Okay. Yeah, that one thing would have opened. Yeah, I like how diverse the items you get are. That's pretty cool. Like Spin Attack and Naira's Love. It's not what you would expect. So it, like, I would say it doesn't really make sense why you got those particular items, but I kind of like that it was, because then it's surprising. You don't expect it, so then you wonder. Like, I imagine when this is like a full-scale quest and you have secrets everywhere and all that, it forces you to have to think like, well, wait, I just got this. What can I do with that now? So, sweet. Oh, and you don't actually get a new sword. You just get better at your sword. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
In fact, I'm actually planning to have like a dojo for the Dark Nuts where you actually train with them.
Dojo.
I don't know if it'll be particularly complicated or anything. Might be something just as simple as like, hey, talk to me and I'll help you.
Oh yeah.
But still, it adds to like the the depth of the world, I guess I would say.
Yeah. So I never actually got a raft, unless that's a thing that there was that like moon shape thing in one of these shops.
No, that was just what's technically a shield right now.
Oh, okay. Is it worth buying?
I don't really use it myself, but I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be bad.
Apparently I can't buy it. Oh, I had to be right there. I was a little worried that I picked up another boomerang. Oh,
yeah, that was a little.
actually...
I'm gonna have to check that and see why doesn't pick up properly.
Does it check for like use this X, this Y, the combos X and Y?
I think it's just the basic shop NZC.
Interesting.
But I could be wrong because it has been a while since I set these things up.
Oh. Well, if you are interested in any scripts, I can show you some of the ones I have and explain how they work. A lot of them are fairly simple. You just plug in some values and let it ride, I guess.
Yeah.
If you wanted. Because I took Tablet Pillow Simple Shop and kind of overhauled it a little bit to, I guess, just work a little bit cleaner, I guess. Oh, Zora's still waiting.
Yeah, don't you have it set up to where you can click and you get to see whether or not you want to buy or read about it?
I don't have that. So, I guess it depends on what you want, so.
That is something I want to do, though, because I do like the idea of people knowing what they're about to buy.
I just got a bunch of console spit out. And I think it was entering... Yeah, okay. So entering that screen to my left, I'm getting a weight draw issue. I'll just send a screenshot and send that to you quickly.
Alright.
It's something to keep in mind. That's why whenever I play anyone's demos, I'm keeping the console up. Because that'll help you with debugging for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to see what it could even be talking about.
Well, typically those can cause crashes, so I'm going to move quickly through there.
It may actually be the dungeon gimmick.
Oh, interesting. Red. Shoot, what was red? Was that arrows?
And I see by the thing that this was actually in 2.53.
Huh.
Which, like I said, it's not particularly complicated, so it's kind of surprising that it even has a weight draw problem.
Can I fall off the bridge? I can fall off the bridge. Nice. Oh, that actually is Pharaoh's Wind. Okay. You guys like fire? Oh, you don't die to it quickly. Interesting that the Zora shoot ice.
Yeah, it could maybe be like water or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, and you can use like a little splash sound effect for the shooting.
Yeah, I could always do something like that. I will say though, like I think put this out in like 2019, and there was just a lot of stuff I didn't know how to do back then.
Okay. So how
There's
long
still quite a bit. What's that?
I was just gonna say, so how long have you been doing quest development?
I think I started in like 2016, 17, and this was 2019.
Okay. Oh. I guess that's a different color. Ooh, another interesting thing that exists out there is, at least I have it, is transparency when underneath stuff like this. You can select what layers and it will make that transparent. So something like this could...
Yeah, I actually would really like that. I use it in a different quest that I started on, but I don't think it's... I think it actually turns all of the layer transparent instead of just what you're under.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think it would be better if it was what you're under instead of everything.
I actually have the script you're describing, as well as one that it draws a circle above the player.
Yeah, I actually noticed that because I was watching your the demo 3 of the Terror of Necromancy.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's definitely one of my, like, one of the scripts I enjoy the most. And I think even since I did that playthrough, the first thing I've been doing with my current demo is essentially just a complete script overhaul, where I just have been looking through them all, cleaning them up, kind of polishing some of them. So there was I think I addressed it in that, or I didn't address it, but I mentioned it in that playthrough, that screen transitioning with it acts a little bit weird. I have since resolved those. So basically what I'm saying is that if you were interested in trying that script out, I worked out most of the kinks.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty much interested in that for like everything I make because I love using layers.
Ah, I love to hear that, because a lot of creators don't, and it's a real shame because layers are very powerful and can really make a difference. Ooh, I just added water.
Yeah, this water is solid though because it switches, and I actually tried to make the water not solid, but you could just walk over it for some reason.
Yeah, and I'm also noticing there's no, like, shallow water spray. Also, what happens if I hit this here? Ah, that's not right.
That's something to keep in mind. Though at least you get stuck in place and it doesn't mess anything up worse.
Yeah, although I'm concerned if I got hit by a Zora and lost sword beams, would I still be able to... I'm sure I would, actually.
Well, you can use your other items to hit it too.
Oh, it's like a crystal switch?
Yeah, I think you can even use the boomerang.
Oh, okay. Alright, well then it's not really a problem. Ooh. Whoops. Oh, interesting. Okay. I gotta think for a moment now that I have the ability to toggle. Well, kind of just want to find the map right now. So, definitely a good example of how you can make a water dungeon that people hopefully won't hate because it actually isn't super complicated.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's literally just the red-blue switch script, except that it makes some water shallow and some water deep.
Right. Are you using is that a combo script, or is that like global to the screen, so like a normal FFC?
I don't really remember, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I think it's kind of like a global thing, if I remember correctly. I know it's on the database somewhere. That one could be problematic if you don't have enough arrows.
Yeah, well, does magic work with them too? Okay, well.
Okay, so it's not so bad, but you could still also be out of magic.
Yeah, theoretically that would be an issue. Hang on, I think I can actually do something. Yeah, well, wait, oh, that doesn't, this isn't, is this global? It is not global, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, I know it's only on this D map.
There's no like jumping off. Nope. Okay.
No, I don't have that set up at the moment. And I probably wouldn't use it for this dungeon anyways, just because of how I already made it. But I would like to use the cliffs on the overworld as I get further into that.
Hmm. Okay, so now that I know what's going on here, I have more arrows. So, okay, all of that's now walkable.
Yeah. Interesting thing with me, I actually like the regular Zelda water dungeons. Yeah. So even like Ocarina of Time and all of them, and Jabu Jabu's Belly in the Oracle games was like my favorite dungeon in all of them. So
Yeah,
that's just something interesting.
I got of course, my first playthrough of Ocarina Water Temple was a bit rough, but I mean, a lot of the complaints that I hear about it, it's only complex if you don't keep track enough, honestly. Like, yeah, you can have complex dungeons that are a little too complex, but looking back at it, it's not that bad.
Yeah, the only bad thing about it when it came out was just switching boots constantly.
Yes, having and the 3DS more or less remedied that by
Yeah.
making it toggleable with one button. Yeah, my first experience with Ocarina was the Zelda Collector's Edition on GameCube, so that had the opening the menu constantly. But I did also play it on 3DS, and yeah, I still got lost, needless to say, but it wasn't that bad. The tedium was gone.
Yeah, I played it when it came out on the N64, like in '98. It was a birthday or a Christmas present from my mother that year.
I feel like that's one of those gifts that's like a big a curse, but also a major gift. Like, oh yes, it's an awesome game, but oh, the frustration I will go through when I have this, when I play it.
Yeah, I still love the game though. It's not my favorite Zelda game, but it's definitely one of them.
I want to appreciate the fact that you're doing ice block puzzles. I was getting a little nervous when I heard that people don't like block puzzles, and especially not ice block puzzles, when I think they're some of the more fun puzzles.
I actually think ice puzzles are pretty easy.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I think they're really fun if you like do them enough. Like, Isle of Birth definitely opened my eyes to how complicated they can be, and I love them. Like, I'm gonna have plenty of them, whether people like them or not, just because I think they are a really fun way of using your head.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy a good ice puzzle.
Well, that's good to hear.
Granted, I usually find a way to make them a little easier than they're probably intended to be.
I mean, that's fine. Like, just in general, they are fun puzzles. It certainly is a nice departure from the typical push blocks onto switches puzzle, so.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, you know, for someone like me who's not really knowledgeable enough to make really complex puzzles, just having something to work with is nice.
Right. I figured.
Yeah, this is one of those push things onto switch puzzles.
Right. The question is, what do you push? Whoops. And the switches stay triggered. Okay. I don't know if that breaks things though.
I don't know. I don't know either because I've never tried to do it.
Apparently it works fine.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Some pot. Oh, well, alright. Have a purpose beyond destruction. No, all pots exist to be destroyed. I'm sure you probably noticed it, but under the switch here, you don't have like, a negative layer on there.
Yeah, it's not properly colored.
Well, and not only that, but you could put where was that? I don't know where that screen was. But you could put like, well, I mean, I guess you could put one of these combos underneath it, like on layers -1, and then have it look seamless in the water.
Yeah, I've actually been doing that more often with all of my quests since I realized that you can make layers negative.
Yeah, you could do what? You could do -1, 2, and 3.
2 and 3.
Or 2 and 3, yeah.
Which is enough. You don't really need more than that, anyways.
Yeah. Although part of me sometimes wishes. Okay. Part of me sometimes wishes I had more negative layers, but I mean, at that point, it just means that I need to change how I'm doing something, because there's no reason you should ever need that many.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used more than 1 on a screen myself.
I could think of a few screens that I have that I've maxed out, like, the capacity of what's possible. Oh, you do not be stunned. Well, let's see. How do you like fire? Oh. Okay, that was some weird knockback there. Okay, well, this is unfortunate positioning. So I'm doing this for something.
As I'm watching this, I like how the friendly Zoras are going against you just as the river Zoras are.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, it's the first time that they're ever both against you. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it's kind of funny.
Hey, no reason to change it. It worked. Well, I don't know. Were Zoras ever really with Ganon? Or were they kind of just their own, like, they didn't like invaders into their territory?
I think it was more of the second thing.
So it would make sense that they'd all fight back. Okay, so I've seen all of that.
I'd have to look it up, though, because I think it's also possible that they were tainted or something like that.
Oh, okay. Like Ganon's arrival messed with them or something?
Something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. That is something that would be interesting to look up, though. Yeah, that one big Zora made things really painful.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I was getting absolutely shredded by it. Then again, I, for some reason, do my best work when I'm low on health for some reason. Guess I naturally like to be dangerous, which usually gets me killed eventually. I mean, the sword definitely is not the best option here.
Yeah, I actually did that intentionally, where you know, I wanted it to be something where it's like, hey, yeah, you can use the sword, but there's probably something better.
Well, right, and that's a lot of issues, or a lot of quests deal with an issue where you get all these items, and I feel like even some of the main Zelda games run into this, where you get all these items, but you kind of use them for their one intended purpose, and then you never look at them again. Like, keeping their relevance is important.
Yeah, I kind of overdid it on the last quest I put out, where it's like you were using every item in every dungeon, which sounds kind of nice until you start having to switch them constantly.
I could see that, yeah. Ooh, I love how you have these puzzles in every dungeon. So far, I can tell that this is already going to be pretty puzzle heavy, and I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed Zelda for the puzzles. So even though I can't make anything super creative per se,
Oh,
it's
games have been
I
really
like.
great so far. Like they're not too complex. It's nice when you have something that's not super complex but still makes you think. You know, because there's definitely different types of games you can play, different types of quests that you can pick up, where some get like really intense, really complex, deep puzzles that take 20 minutes. But it's nice to have some that you can just kind of like think like, huh, like, you know, like a head scratching puzzle, where it's just like maybe a couple minutes of, oh, okay, I see what I need to do now, kind of thing. So far, I like the complexity. I like the pacing so far.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. I know one thing I really want to make sure I do with this one is like I'm trying to make something that's not terribly difficult. Like I want it to be pretty simple to go through it. Like I don't want no challenge at all. Just there's not really a whole lot of quests that are just simple to go through.
Right. Well, yeah. And like I'm more interested in like the heavy complex ones, but the fact that I enjoy the more complex challenging ones, like I love me a good super boss, it makes it even more relieving when I do a quest that's, you know, more just like a romp through a fantasy world, you know.
Yeah, which is kind of what I try to go for. Is I really like doing the adventure. I like doing the writing. I like doing stories, and I like having an adventure and a world that has a lot to do in it.
Right.
The problem in the past is I've gotten really lazy and kind of just gave up on putting a whole bunch of complex things in because I didn't feel like writing a whole bunch of strings.
Yeah, the string editor does get kind of exhausting when you get to a certain point, for sure.
Yeah, and I really need to figure out Tango because I know it makes things a lot simpler. Until I've heard that you try to make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah, I myself haven't gotten into Tango. I probably should though, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. And Emily has tried her absolute hardest to get me to use it, and I probably should take her up on that offer. Well, and in my quest, I haven't really done much with like I have a lot of strings, but I haven't really gotten to a lot of like deep dialogue. I feel like that's going to be the motivating point.
Yeah, the first quest I finished, I had like 1,200 strings in it, and like everything since then has been like 200 or less.
Yep. So I need the... Wait. I can just get that, can't I? Oh no, I can't. Not from this vantage point. Why couldn't I get that before?
You could have.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it is just a compass.
It's not that big of a deal because you can pretty much assume where the medallion is since you know where the boss door is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way I can use that. Oh well. Well, alright. That's unfortunate. Without a shield, it's kind of hard to not take damage there.
Yeah, maybe I should just hand place that Zora on the bridge instead.
Or could you perhaps make the path too high? Well, there's not much space there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened there.
Tough spot.
There's probably a way to play around with it, though.
Oh, did I do that? Huh. I think I hit that right as I killed it, so I thought killing it did that.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting timing.
making me think hook shot with the positioning, but then again, I feel like it might be flipper. Well, not really much to do with flippers here so far. Whoa. Okay. You need to go now.
Yeah, those guys maybe do a little too much.
I'm just not doing a good job dodging at all. I think they're probably fine.
I think you can probably block them with the shield too. I'm not 100% sure on that though.
Gimmicks from previous dungeons have returned. Man, these things love to give arrows. I should be using arrows.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I customized all these drop sets so that Zoras drop a lot of arrows and Salfos, I believe, drop a lot of fire, and I think the guards dropped a lot of magic.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it works well with, you know, what you're expected to do.
Oh, why did I go that way? I like how he shoots the opposite way sometimes.
Yeah, that helps from
Is
not
that
getting...
intended?
It's fine. It just makes him look a little, like he's not all there.
He is an old guy. I guess. So, should I have swapped the water then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, this is probably like the one area where most people have the water in the wrong position.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that it was sensitive. So, it just kind of happened out that way.
Yeah, it's not terribly far away though, at least.
Yeah, I think it was like right here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you may have noticed, but another thing I do in like every dungeon, I have pots everywhere. So
Yeah.
if you really want to make the game easier for yourself, you're pretty much free to do so, and I don't really care.
Okay, okay, that arrow went through him. Oh, this is not good. Health isn't all that gracious though, or the pots don't love giving health, I should say. Ah, there we go. Just enough. Just what I need, I guess. Yeah, man. Their nothing rate is kind of high, it seems. Hey, Mosh.
I don't believe I ever actually edited what they dropped, so it may be something that I could bump up just a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. That's probably sufficient. Ooh, hook. It is the hook shot. All right, what do we have going on here? So, just making sure it's not super easy. All right, cool. Oh, wow. Okay, this is the first time I've seen an ice block, like, mirror puzzle. Although, is it as simple as I'm thinking it is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, alright. Part of me kind of hoped that would be a bit more involved, but...
I had a different thing in mind, but it's especially difficult to do that with mirrors.
Yeah, that is really cool. I've never seen... I mean, you've just given me a lot of ideas now. So I'm...
Yeah, what I'd like to be able to do is make it to where you have to use them all, so that even if you tried something like that, it just wouldn't work.
Right. Yeah, I
But
think.
I'm not really sure how I would pull that off though.
Yeah, it'd be a bit complex, but I think that would be really, really fun.
Yeah, because then you would actually have to solve the puzzle the way it's supposed to instead of doing that, which I've done every single time.
Right. Oh, yeah. Having that solve it, I think, would be a bit more enjoyable in that case. Okay, so I got the hook shot, so I can get that heart piece. Also, just to be clear, indeed. I like the hook shot hook sprite. It's more like an actual hook. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's just the thing that came with BD when I downloaded the tile set.
It was over there. And the water needs to be swapped. Crap. Yeah, unfortunately, the map doesn't suggest that.
Yeah, that is something where, because I do like to, I have been using the moosh maps and like all of the things I've been making now. So I'm definitely planning to put that in here too. And for like something like this dungeon, I would tell you, or I would show you like where the where you can change water levels. I would probably do like different icons depending on whether the screen, the water is higher or lower on a specific screen and things like that too.
You say moosh maps? Moosh made a map?
Yeah, the GB maps.
I did not know that was a thing. Also, am I... Oh, you said those are solid. Yeah. Well, interesting, because I have a scripted map that has issues. So maybe I should look into that as well. What?
Yeah, I think it's called a GB map. Because it works like the Game Boy game dungeon maps do.
Interesting. Yeah, the only thing is if I did implement that, it would have to reflect FFC changes on it. Otherwise, it would literally break one of my dungeons. But that sounds awesome. So there was a hookshot spot here somewhere that I presume had the boss key. I could go get the compass. Yeah, I don't have the boss key.
Yeah, I tend to somehow always forget where I put the boss key in this dungeon, but it's actually not that hard to find. You've probably seen it before and just not even really noticed it.
It's definitely the case that I've seen it before, and it's just not computing right now. Well, first of all, it might be on the other floor. I don't think... Nah, it doesn't seem like it would be on this floor. Don't really know where it would be on that floor. So it was definitely just lying somewhere, if I had to guess. Oh, that's money. Man, I can't grab that. Well, that doesn't change this water. So do you need the flippers to get that?
Yeah.
Okay. I did that puzzle. Huh. Can't seem to think about where it would be. Oh, I've used your NPC Anim. I remember you helped me set up that guard boss script with it. It wasn't like a super complex implementation, but it did utilize it. So, working parts of it in classes. Oh, okay. No, well, we might need to look at that then, Moosh, because I definitely have an implementation of that. Huh. All that did was disable that. This room's interesting. It looks like I can go down into there if I had the water at the right spot. So how do I get over there? I guess I come from there, which is there continuity with the oh, there's like 3 separate. No, that's the second floor. Continuity with stairs.
Yeah, there is actually. I've lined them up by room and the exact placement.
Okay, so I assume then that staircase lines up with this one, which comes from that one.
Well, all the down staircases on the right side would go onto the lowest floor, which isn't on this map.
Oh.
Yeah, this one was a 3-floor one, so yeah, there's another map. But yeah. If you do decide you need help remembering where the key is at some point, I'll help you out a little bit.
Alright. Yeah, I just want to find myself in some of these rooms before I consider myself somewhat stuck. Oh. Ah, hello there. Oh, really? Alright, cool. That could have been long-winded and wasteful. You're probably really hoping I would just go that way, right?
Yeah, there was some hope there, yeah.
Although, I can't get back across, so where does this go?
You can do the raft.
Oh, it is that color. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Just waiting for him to just walk onto me.
Yeah, this dungeon's a lot easier to navigate once you have the hook shot.
Yeah, definitely. Alright. Oh, hello there. So... Oh, and I can't change my A button item, can I?
Nah. That might be something that I do change eventually, though.
Yeah, that's definitely something I really like. Oh my god. Well then. That was the boss. I like the concept.
I gotta work on him a little bit.
Kind of just sat there and took it. Oh yeah, I've heard about classes being a new thing. Well, I'm getting back into Quest Dev Moosh, so maybe we can get in a call sometime and you can show me the new fancy stuff with it. Allows you to create a magical shield. End of demo. Well then. Alright, so Naru's Love. So is that it then?
Yeah, that is the whole demo.
Oh, it looks like this is that 3rd floor?
Yeah, that's the 3rd floor.
There it is. Okay. Well, I mean, I like what I see here. There's already a lot of interesting things that I've never seen before in any quest. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I would definitely like to see future iterations of this when maybe some more stuff is fleshed out. You have more mechanics that you want testing out. Definitely let me know. This is great so far.
Yeah, thank you. And there's definitely some more things in this one that you've never seen before too.
I sure hope so. That
Uh, Specifically, the Shadow Dungeon I think is really really cool.
Shadow Dungeon, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't mind telling you basically what the gimmick is, but that's kind of uh, yeah, that's like if you want to know sort of thing.
I mean, I'm the surprise would be kind of cool, I guess. Not that if you told me I would remember, I probably wouldn't remember, but I mean, unless it's something you're gonna have out really soon, I'd be fine just waiting and checking out your next demo.
All right. Yeah, that might be something I can do pretty soon too, because it would be kind of cool to do like a demo with like the next two dungeons, and really the only thing I have to do to make that work is make a boss for the Shadow Dungeon.
Okay. And with your dungeons, do you plan on them like are these dungeons from like a layout and like rough time to complete? Do you see that changing or is this about what I would expect from these dungeons anyway?
You mean like oh, you mean like how long it takes to beat them?
Yeah, yeah.
I think, well, like it kind of varies a little bit. Like the desert dungeon, I think is probably shorter than the water one, but the shadow one, depending on how you do it, might be around the same length. And then the last, the later dungeons are, I kind of figure, are probably going to be pretty lengthy.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that'll be cool. Like longer dungeons are definitely fun, but it's cool if you have like a nice transition into them. So, yeah.
Yeah, and but let's see. Yeah, there are some ideas that I have working in it that have been done before. Like the desert dungeon has a gimmick that you've seen before, and although it does have a little bit of a twist on it. And let's see um,
Notes
what's
on
it?
paper, I hear. That's cool.
Yeah, I do my notes on paper.
I've drafted up all my dungeons on grid paper myself.
Yeah, I've actually I draft up my overworlds on grid paper.
It's kind of hard though because like one of my dungeons I completely changed it from what I had. I mean, at least what I had was a nice guide and got me started, but then I was like, this isn't gonna work out as well as I thought.
Yeah, I find that things tend to like change at least a little bit as I'm moving around with them. But these three dungeons, I completely mapped them out on paper before I made them. So yeah, like that forest dungeon, I had planned, because I had already planned that I was going to use 3 seeds. So I wanted you to have like one spot where you use one where you use two, and one where you use three. So I had like planned that out before I did it.
Right? Yeah. Mechanics definitely can get a bit daunting if you don't have something that you can refer to while you're trying to figure out how to make it work. Especially when the scale of dungeons goes up too.
Yeah, but like you can see from like this demo though, like there's like a mixture of new things and old things. Like the Zors, for instance, just deep and shallow water isn't exactly like groundbreaking or anything, but the replanting seeds is a bit different.
Yeah, and that like I definitely feel that because that's where I want to go with my quest. Like I want it to have a really strong feeling of like the original and more simple quest, while also kind of like the way I like to think of my quest is like if you imagine like a car with an old body but has like really good like a really good interior, like I want something that feels kind of simple, it doesn't feel too complicated, but mechanically it enhances the quest substantially.
Yeah, that's really something I was focusing on with this one. Like in most of the other things I've made, it was kind of more of a beat all the enemies up and keep moving sort of thing. But this one, I actually wanted to make you stop and kind of figure out what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And one of the challenges I've definitely had is how to properly use enemies, because the puzzles are more engaging in some cases, so it's a proper balance of um, beat up all the enemies, and like you said, stop and think and figure out a puzzle. So,
Yeah. I don't know if you could tell by the sprite, but did you know who the Sage of the Forest dungeon was?
I don't remember. Was it supposed to be, what was his name? Fido?
Nah, it was the Skull Kid.
Oh,
That's why he started off as a Dick Dogger, and then as you destroyed things, he finally showed up himself.
oh, wow! I didn't even acknowledge that.
Yeah, it's
Shoot.
probably something where it could have a better sprite, but I'm not really a graphic artist.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would have to look back at it, but that sounds really cool, actually. To have it, like, have all of the sages actually be something that, like, if you played the other Zeldas, you would know them.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is, actually.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have expected Skull Kid, though. I would have expected, like, Fido from, I think his name was Fido from Wind Waker, since he actually was, I think he was no, Makar was the Forest Sage. That's another option. But I think Skull Kid's kind of cool. Like, it'd be cool if you could pull from multiple Zeldas in there. And even if they weren't technically a sage like the Skull Kid, the Skull Kid was more like he fits like for a forest theme. So,
Yeah, he's also my favorite character in the entire series, so that's another reason he's there.
hmm. All right, well, I definitely see no reason why you'd have to change him if you didn't want to. It looked fine. Like, none of the sprites stood out as being odd or anything. It all fit in its habitat, so.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to see what I do with him still, but I think he works.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Well, I mean, I definitely would like to see more, and if you wanted to do this again with your upcoming demos, reach out. I would be more than willing to do this. Uh, so, yeah. Any last things? Final things?
Nothing really. I guess since we did talk about this beforehand, I did change the name of the quest, which it's the Hylian Lament now. It's actually originally when I made it, it was supposed to be part of like a trilogy, but now it's like a part of a 5-part series, which is
Oh,
yeah. So
so there's a lot
they're
coming down, huh?
yeah, and they're not. This is gonna be like the biggest one. A lot of the other ones are gonna be like smaller, but I wanted to do something like special with this one.
So like a series of somewhat mini quests, basically.
Yeah, it's the 5 is based on like the Bible. So like the Hylian Lament is based on like types of psalms, and all of the quests are named after different types of psalms.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. That's something I really enjoy when there's like a deeper meaning behind things, and I think that's a really cool one to have. So
Y-
yeah, I look forward
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, and like every one of them too, you play as a different character too. So there's like one where you play as Link. You get to play as Zelda in one of them, and I'm working on the other two in my thoughts still.
All right. Well, yeah. I think that's good for this one. Thank you everyone for watching, and um, thank you Abdiel. I think that's how you said it was pronounced, for reaching out and wanting to do this. This has been great, and if there's anyone else that wants me to wants to essentially do this, or just simply wants me to play your demo, just let me know. Yeah, I'm more than willing to play your demos. So I guess thank you Moose for hopping on stream. I will see you guys in the next one.